Morning, Gaffer.
Morning, Ginger.
Hey, Gaffer. How many miles an hour does your car do?
I don't know. I've never been able to keep it going for an hour. What's all this then? You know, you'll have to start coming to work earlier, Betty. Your coffee breaks are stopping you getting a full dinner hour in.
I was reading that. I was reading my horoscope.
Horoscope? What a right load of Taurus that is.
Don't you be too sure. What's your sign?
If you mean my favourite one, it's the one I give to the factory inspector.
I mean your horoscope sign. You must be the crab. You're the crabbiest man I know. It says, beware that you don't make a serious mistake today.
It's too late. I've already made it. I got out of bed. What are you then, Sagittarius? Mind you, it's more than Utarius that's beginning to sag just lately.
And what does that mean?
Well, let's face it, you're becoming a right little Venus to Kilo, aren't you?
Thanks very much. That just about makes my day. If you want to know, my birthday comes under this month's sign.
Oh, really? What does that make you?
Unhappy.
I see. I don't see what you've got to be unhappy about. You wait until you get to my age. Anything that hasn't dried up leaks.
I'm unhappy because I don't know where I'm going in life.
Oh, don't you? Well, the way things are at the moment, a good each-way bet would be the labour exchange.
I mean, there has to be more in life than this.
Well, I'm afraid there isn't. This is it. This is the bit between what you thought you were going to be and what you finished up as.
I feel like the last dog in the sledge team. I need a change of scenery and a breath of fresh air.
A right little misery this morning, aren't you? Why don't you go and cheer yourself up, go and have your face lifted? Or if it's any cheaper, have your body lowered.
That's charming. It's not as if I ever get appreciation for what I do.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's it. All right, Betty, I would like to compliment you on your work.
Oh, thank you.
I would like to, but I can't because you haven't flaming well done any. Go and get sat down. Go and sit.
There you go again. You're as bad as my husband.
Why? What's he done? Oh, come to think of it, what hasn't he done? Hey, all this talk about birthdays. Has he forgotten yours again?
In another 15 hours, yes, he did.
You mean it's our Betty's birthday today?
You see, you'd forgotten it as well. At one time, you always remembered it. Not that you ever gave me anything, but at least you used to shout at me in whispers for 24 hours.
I don't see what you're so upset about. I mean, let's face it, Betty. You're on the right side of 30. Besides, your pension's on. Here. Many happy returns of the day. Don't say I don't give you anything. There's your present.
But that's just an old notepad.
It most certainly is not. That, my dear, is an origami kit.
Hey, Gaffer, it seems you've been mistaking my pay packet.
You mean he forgot and went and put some money in there?
Betty, don't fight the hand that bleeds. You just see to Harry's query.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I'm working to rule.
Well, start working to rule. Rule one is see to Harry's query.
Not until we have meaningful discussions about my wage structure. I am going to down typewriter forthwith. I can rely on you supporting me, Harry, can I?
Oh, yes, most certainly you can.
Of course, the big snag is that Harry's wife won't be able to rely on him supporting her. Not when he loses the bonus we've agreed on.
Of course, my support would be in principle only.
And what does in principle only mean in practice?
Well, it just means that we would sort of work normally, but of course we would hate every minute of it.
Thank you for nothing, comrade.
Oh, now, come on, Betty. No, Betty, listen. Betty, oh, yeah. Oh. Is she allowed to use foul language like that to me when it isn't even an official dispute?
Yeah, try not to worry about it, Harry. She's a woman. Women have these funny spells, you know. It's called the change.
Oh, the missus always gives me that and keeps the notes. But listen, what am I to do with my pay query?
You don't have to take chances. How would you like me to peruse it, then?
No, thank you very much. If you peruse it, I'll spend the rest of my life pursuing it. No, I'll just wait till Betty returns to normal. Oh, come on, listen, Gaffer. Why don't you give her a wee bit extra money? You can only spend it once, you know.
And regret it a lot of times. I can't do it, Harry. I've got all expense. I mean, look, last night a drunken lamppost backed into my car.
Well, you're insured, aren't you?
Only third-party fire and theft. You don't get a penny unless somebody pinches it, sets fire to it, or holds 3 parties in it.
Oh, well, take my word for it. You are going to be like a fish out of batter without her here to put you right.
What are you talking about? I can run this without... As my old dad used to say, never put a woman on a pedestal. She can see too much from up there.
All right, but do not say that I didn't warn you. Money talks, you know.
I need a seance to talk to mine.
Hey, Gaffer!
Oh, Harry, look, not again. Look, if you forget what you're doing for a living, why don't you just march towards the sound of work?
No, I cannot leave this room.
Must be something to do with the cold weather.
No, it's Betty. She's picketing the office door.
Betty, can we ask what you are doing operating a picket line here?
Well, I'm not going outside. It's raining and I just had my hair done.
You can't picket in the passage. I mean, don't you realise that you were standing in the way of Harry and the 3 things he holds dear in life? The time clock, the teapot and the toilet?
So who's stopping him?
Well, you are. And I mean, if Harry's trapped on the wrong side of the picket line when his tea break starts, he's liable to get a double hernia of the Union Rulebook.
Thank you very much.
So why should I care? You weren't worried about me, Harry. You were about as helpful as chopsticks in chicken soup.
Look, I don't like to see you and Harry at odds. I tell you what, if you like, I'll let you set up a picket line in the office. It'll be more comfortable.
You will?
Yes, so you can march up and down in front of your desk so that nobody can get to the vital information needed to run this wonderful company. Let's face it, it'll be more effective, won't it?
Why are you being so helpful? I don't trust you. You've got a one-trick mind.
No, isn't it? You see, you try to do the decent thing, Harry, what do? You get your gift horse thrown straight back in your face.
All right, but I'm warning you, don't do me any favours, because this is going to be a fight to the finish.
Let the lady through, Harry. Well, and as my old dad used to say, anything worth fighting for is worth cheating for. Well, don't just stand there, Harry. Go and get nothing done. That's a good lad. Oh, before you actually start the picket, can I have the post?
No. You put one bunion across this picket line, and I go straight back to the corridor, and you won't get any work done in there either.
I wonder if anybody had actually noticed. You do realise, Betty, that delaying Her Majesty's mail is an actual offence. Unless, of course, you work for the post office, and then it's a habit.
Right, then hold this.
Thank you very much.
Now, that's the last thing to leave my desk.
So, and that's not a very nice thing to say. Yeah. On Her Majesty's service, you put that back behind the line. Answer the phone, look.
No, I'm on strike.
Oh, all right.
Put that down.
Yeah, right. Hello. Hello, Tom. Yeah, how are you?
Rhubarb, 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 rhubarb.
Betty, do you mind? That rhubarb seems a bit forced. I'm sorry about that, mate.
That phone cable crosses my picket line.
Listen, Tom,
rhubarb, 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 rhubarb.
I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of trouble with the phone, as you can probably hear. I think a Postmaster General's got his emergency service caught in his speaking clock. Betty, will you shut up? Listen, could you ring the corner shop, Henry Dodds? The number's 50744.
It's your own fault.
Yeah, that's right, mate. 50744, I'll be waiting for it. Tell her.
Rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb.
Thank you very much.
Rhubarb.
Hey, Gaffer. Harry and me want to know where we stand.
Well, usually on those 2 little bits under your ankle.
Brother Hotchkiss and I would like to point out that we've just done a week's hard graft in that job for Johnson's. When are we going to see some bonus?
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Harry. You see, I was intending that to really
Was
tomorrow.
intending?
Well, yes, I mean, all the timesheets are locked away in Betty's drawer, and of course she's on strike, so I can't get it to her.
Now, listen you to me.
It's no good you wagging your trade union digit at me, Harry. And if you remember, when we made the agreement, we said that if there was any industrial action whatsoever, then the bonus would be completely cancelled altogether. So, of course, if you will excuse me, I've got a Rhubarb 3 phone call to go and answer.
I didn't quite follow that, Harry. What are we going to get?
Sidetracked. He is simply using Betty as an excuse to put off paying us. And there's nothing we can do about it without losing it altogether. Unless... Hey, Betty, could we ask you something?
If you can think of a question where the answer's no, yes.
About your strike.
That's the one. No.
how would you like to invest your industrial action in our trade union branch just for a wee while at a very good rate of interest?
Like Charlie just said, I don't quite follow that.
It's perfectly simple. United we fall, divided we stand, a much better chance. You see, if you call off your strike until after we have claimed back all our bonus, we'll then come out in support of your pay rise. And, of course, ask for additional money for waiting time. See what I mean? You cannot lose.
Those are fatal words to use when you're dealing with Fred Moffat. All right. I'll go along with you, providing none of this gets back to him. Because with him, even when you win, you lose.
Yes, I know, love, but if you've never heard language like it before, how do you know that it is? Who's this? Oh, it's the official GPO obscene phone call answering service. After all that lot, it was the wrong number.
Fred, do I get the impression that there's something gnawing at your vitals?
When you get to my age, Henry, you don't have vitals. You only have bare necessities. I don't suppose you know anywhere I can get hold of a good secretary?
Not many places without a calling for help.
You've got Dutch elm disease of the head again. I keep telling you, Betty's gone on strike.
Well, what do you do to upset her? Smile and say please?
No, I don't know. She was reading some horoscopes in some woman's rag, and the next minute she was telling me my fortune.
Oh, I like horoscopes. I borrow this from the wife every week. They're very good in there. Do you know, last week mine said, someone will seek your advice. And 5 minutes later, there's a policeman asking me if I mind answering a few questions.
What a load of rubbish, eh? Have you read some of this? Listen to this. His laser blue eyes seemed to burn into her very soul. And when he spoke, his voice was like a bedroom door softly closing. What a right load of rubbish, yeah.
Well, you've got to read stuff like this, you know, if you want to chat up your customers. But you've not got to the best bit. It's very juicy here. Look, they get inside the bedroom, and she turns to him, and she says...
Have I got to wait here all day while you mess about?
She must have read it as well. Sorry.
I've called for my order. It's Moffat, isn't it?
No, look, but you're getting close. It's Mr. Moffat to my friends. I don't think our Eccles have been properly introduced.
Fred, you remember Mary Barker? She goes out with young Charlie from your place.
That's right. We're engaged.
In mortal combat with a bit of luck.
And let me tell you, the money you pay is rotten.
Is it? Well, it's probably just as good as not all that much of it, then.
I've got a week's holiday, but Charlie can't afford to take time off. We were hoping to get married soon, but how we'll ever get enough money together on the wages you pay, I don't know.
It happens to everybody, love. I mean, I don't live the high life, you know. Round where I live, I'm known as the Olympic Flame because I rarely go out.
Come off it. Come off it. I bet you make money hand under fist.
I wish you were right. These days, if you break even, you can't afford to mend it. Hang on, Mary, isn't it? I've just had a thought. You do a bit of secretarial work, don't you? How would you like to come and do a bit of work in the factory for a few days? You know, I mean, there you could kill two birds with one stone. You could see Charlie for the week, and you could earn a bit of spare cash at the same time.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch. It's just that I've got a bit of an industrial dispute with my secretary, Betty, and I could do with a bit of help.
I thought as much. Well, you're not using me as a strike breaker.
Oh. Well, it's a bit of a shame, really. I was hoping it'd bring Charlie back to his senses. I say, Henry, you haven't got any of those freshly baked paraquat butties left, have you?
And what exactly do you mean by that?
What, you mean about Charlie and Betty? Well, there's probably nothing in it. It's just the way that his laser blue eyes seem to burn into her very soul. You know, when he talks to her, his voice is like, as they say, a bedroom door softly closing. But I say there's probably nothing in it, because after all, I mean, Betty's a married woman.
Charlie and Betty?
Oh, you think so too? Well, you could be right, of course.
When I talk to her, it'll be like a bedroom ceiling falling. When do I start?
Tomorrow morning, first picket.
Right. I'll soon sort her out.
Right. And don't bother to thank me. We passed this way but once. Basically, because we're terrified to come back.
Oh, that was a sneaky way of trying to get Betty back to work, wasn't it?
What are you talking about? It's because Betty might come back to work, I need another secretary.
Hey, now, Fred, don't try to confuse me by explaining things.
Well, it's simple, Henry. Look, I owe my lads some bonus money, which I can't afford to pay. Right, now, while Betty's on strike, I can put off paying them. And they know they can't bring out an industrial dispute, otherwise they won't get any bonus at all. Now then, if Betty comes back, I have to fork out, and I can't.
You must have had a very good education, Fred. The way you can make things totally incomprehensible in several languages at once.
I know. I used to get prizes for it.
Good morning, Gaffer. Got your pound note pen ready, eh?
You look like Lady Macbeth in overalls, Harry. What are you talking about?
Well, I just hope you remember to bring your heart tablets. This is the day you start to pay out the bonus.
But, Harry, as I've already explained, as Betty is on strike...
Correction. Was. Betty was on strike, but she is no longer. So you can start to disgorge the divvy. Good morning, Betty.
Good morning, Harry.
Harry, you might just be starting to count your chickens before your cock's caught the hen.
Get out! I'm the new secretary.
You're what?
I'm the new secretary.
Give me those. I know exactly what I'm going to do with them. I won't take this line down.
Gaffer, what was that?
That, Harry, was the plaintive cry of the secretary bird upon finding a cuckoo in its nest.
And don't you get used to sitting there, because you won't be sitting there for much longer. Now, what's your game?
Game?
What is that woman doing sitting at my desk?
That is no woman. That is Charlie's fiancée, Mary. I'm just trying to help him out by letting her do your job better, Betty.
But that's blacklegging.
It's better than that. It's discount blacklegging. She's doing it for less money than you were.
So that's the underhanded sort of trick I get from your lot. Your mate's girlfriend gets my job. Right, the deal's off. I have locked the bonus timesheets away in the safe. And I have got the key.
You have done it again. He's done it again. I don't know what he's done, but he's done it again.
Morning.
You're late, Mr. Moffat. I've had a very busy morning.
Yes, well, I sometimes have a bit of trouble getting my feet to reach the ground.
The factory inspector called. He'll call back later.
I'll try and be out again. May I ask what all this disgusting tidiness is about my desk? What's this, a new sort of currency?
It's a placemat for your tea so you don't ring the desktop.
I'll ring something in a minute. All right. There was 40 years of business bric-a-brac on here. Where's it gone?
I've filed everything.
It was already filed on here. I just used to say to Betty, where's so-and-so, and she would say, scrabble round with your right hand a bit. And I did, and lo and behold, there it was.
I've just cleaned that floor. I hope you wiped your feet.
I don't have to. They're nice and clean inside my boots. I hope you're conversant with normal business practice.
Of course.
Well, you can forget that because we don't do things like that round here.
What do you mean?
Lesson number 1, trust in the Lord. Everybody else needs a credit card. Lesson number 2, never ask for a quotation at the beginning of the week. It'll be a lot cheaper at the end of the week when they've got the wages bill to worry about.
Moffat Engineering. Oh. Central Steel Supplies. They're threatening to cut you off for non-payment of their account. What do I say?
Use lesson number 3.
What's that?
Tell them I'm out.
I'm afraid he's not in. I don't like telling lies.
No, neither do I, love. When it's Muffet versus the rest of the world, you have to adjust the odds to level things up a bit.
Gaffer, that portable grinder's packed up.
All right, Charlie, you know what to do. Do what we always do. Just order another one on trial, and when ours gets repaired, send it back and say it's too big. Hey, Charlie.
Hello, love.
Hello, love.
All right, that's love all. Charlie.
How are you getting on, love?
She's getting on like a house on fire, but if this goes on, she'll get put out. Charlie, can I have a word?
It's all right, I suppose, but I don't like working when I'm supposed to be on holiday. Can't you get the week off so we can do something together?
I wish I could, love. I'd hire a couple of bikes and we could ride to Buxton and Matlock. But I don't think the Gaffer would like it. Would you, Gaffer?
What, you two going to Buxton in Matlock? I'm not the sort of person to deny two young people one of the 7 wonders of the world. I mean, I tell you the honest truth, I do feel a little bit guilty about getting the wrong end of the what's it about Betty and you know. I tell you what, if you give me a few minutes, I'll see what alternatives I can muster before you move off on your mechanical mounts and discover the delights of Derbyshire. I'll be back in a minute. Where's Betty?
Oh, well, I was just trying to make things up with her son, doing a wee bit picket line sitting for her. She's just nipped out to get herself a packet of 20 bronchitis tubes. And how's the new secretary then, Gaffer?
Oh, absolutely perfect. Got every attribute that Betty hasn't. And I can't stand it.
Oh, good. See, we've taken Betty back then. I think she's getting a bit scared that you might be taking Mary on permanently.
Well, I don't know if I can, you see, Harry. I mean, concession is not good for the soul. You know. In any case, I've got a bit of a problem, you see. If I put Mary off, then I've got to pay her some compensation. Now, if you and the lads would go a bit easy on the bonus, I might be able to just about make it.
Well, if it will help Betty, done. I'll go and inform the boys straight away.
All right.
Where's Harry?
Oh, Betty, Harry was just telling me you're very keen to come back.
Oh, yes. I never wanted to leave, did I?
No, and of course I'd be delighted if you did, but I've got a bit of a problem. You see, if I put Mary off now, I shall have to give her a week's money in lieu of notice.
You're not going to ask me to pay it?
No, of course not. Not all of it. Look, why don't you go and have a word with Harry, tell him I'll sort it all out. I'll give you both a shout when I'm ready. All right.
OK.
Just stand there. Right then, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Oh, that's nice. That must be yours. Right, I'll fix it all up. There's only one little problem, really, and you see, the big snag is Mary obviously can't give me any notice, so really I shall need a week's money to be able to pay a replacement.
You mean I've got to pay you?
Oh, no, of course not, love. No, Charlie can work it up by doing overtime. Shouldn't take him more than a few weeks if we don't worry about things like income tax.
From the look of these accounts, you never have done.
That's very true. She's a clever girl, you know. Right, you'd better go for that. Have a nice holiday.
Oh, thanks very much, Gaffer.
Not at all. I don't do anything I wouldn't be able to even think of doing. All right, Harry, Bet, inward.
Well, did you get rid of her then, Gaffer?
Yes, but it wasn't all that easy. Mind you, I got rid of most of my problems. You don't mean to tell me that Charlie's actually going to marry Frosty-Faced Fanny, then?
Ah, she's all right, really. It's just that she's got a bit bossy since she went to work at the Inland Revenue.
Well... the Inland Revenue. And I've just let her go through all these accounts. And I told her... Oh, dear God.
He looks a bit upset. I think he's going down with something.
I am. The good ship Moffat Engineering.
He's a gaffer. You can't try it out with him. He's a gaffer. Even when he's on a limb. He's a gaffer. When his back's against the wall. Has the answer to it all.
Doesn't trust the politicians to the left or to the right, because they're all the same in office when they make it overnight. Resents the time he spends on paperwork and VAT. Keeps the money that the taxman doesn't see.
He's a gaffer.